Hi, this is the help video for Access Chapter 12, Problem Solve 2. This is the second movie and we're beginning on step number 7. So in the last movie we created an auto-executed macro that when you enter the system it would open up the contracts form and put you in a new record. This one we're going to take a create a macro that before change. Now we've done this where we've done an after, like after insert. So this is a little different in that where it happens, but the process of how you create this is the same. So let's read through what we're going to do. Create a before change data macro to the table contracts table. They'll calculate the due date value based on the rental date and number of days. So what we want to do is we want to fill this in before we do a change. So let's go ahead and start working through this. So we're going to begin by opening up this contracts table. Okay, so we're going to open the contracts table up. So I'm in datasheet view for the contracts table, and we're going to go over to the table tools table, right? Because we want this action to be on the whole table. So we're working there. And in prior macros, we've done after insert, we did something. This one we want to do right here, before change. So we want to look for that. So before change. So we're looking in the before events group and find the before change. It's going to take us to our macro screen. Notice how this is grayed out, so we're going to have to come over here and use our action catalog. First thing we're going to do though is a comment. So let's go ahead. This macro will automatically calculate Okay, we don't want that. This macro will automatically calculate the due date value of any rental based on the rental days, date, and number of days. Okay, cool. So we have that part done. Add the set field action. So let's look over here, set field, double click. Due date, that's what we're trying to set a field to, and then here's where our calculation is going to be. So we want to take the due date to be rental date, plus number of days. Rental date plus number of days. So what date did they rent it? How many days are they saying they're going to rent it for? And that's going to automatically calculate the due date, right? So you don't have to manually figure it out. So we're going to go ahead and save and close. And let's do close. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get rid of that and close that up. So the next thing we're going to do is an auto key macro. So we did that back in the training, and that's where we put some key combinations against some key combinations. So some action that we want to have when you do, Control Shift P or whatever. So we're going to begin that with the create macro, always with our comment. So this macro will print the report customer contracts report. Okay, I want to do show all actions. All right, so add a sub macro. So remember, that's in this program flow, and we use that when we have multiple actions in one step, if you will. Okay, so we're going to, the action is going to be open report. You have to open it before you can print it. So open report, and it is RPT customer contracts. It's a report, and then the where is going to be this step right here. And I'm just going to copy it off of my instructions and paste it in. A lot easier than typing it, right? Since they typed it out for me. Otherwise you would have to do that. But let's read what we're doing. Let me undo this. So we're saying rental date between, and then here's a prompt and another prompt. So when we run this report, we're looking for a date range in the rental date field, and we're using a parameter prompt for it, okay? So that's nothing we haven't done in queries. We're just putting it in our macro in the where condition so that will. So then we want to do run menu command, and we want to print the object and the object is what I have open, and so we have that done. So we have opened a report, prompt for the beginning and end rental date. We're saying print object, and the next thing we're going to do is close the window, and it's the report, and it's the report we're working on, customer contracts, and we don't want to prompt. So we open the report for the date range that we want, we print it, and we close it. Okay, so now what we want to do is assign this by naming it, right? You see this sub macro up here where it says sub 1? We're going to change that to curly brace F6 curly brace. That's going to name that the function 6 key, which will make it a macro that we can invoke by hitting the F6 key. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And then the last thing is we want to save this as that special name, the overall macro. So F6 is this sub macro. So I could have other key invoked macros in here, but it all needs to be saved under auto keys. That's what tells Access that the key combination macros are in here. So I'm going to go ahead and close that, and let's go ahead and test it. I'm going to hit my F6 key. And it did not work. Let's see. Auto keys, design. F6. Okay, I figured out what I forgot. In the sub macro name, you need the little caret in front of it. So caret F6, which would then cause, if you do a control F6, it's going to run. Okay, so right here, make it a caret, above the number 6, curly bracket F6. All right, that's it for this one. You can submit this. Thank you.